guys, we're back. Let's Chat Podcast. I should change it, should I? Just
no, it's fine. It's just the three of us today.
Now.
Yeah, three of us. So myself, Chris, and Tom.
I'm back.
Right, he's not here. He's on a secret mission. It's so secret I can't even say anything more on it. But there we go.
You might, James. You already might have said too much.
I might have said too much. Yeah. So how are we all doing, guys?
Yeah, not bad.
Cold, lads,
so Chris has been AWOL for a couple of weeks.
I have, yeah.
What's the latest then, Chris?
Oh God, don't. Life is busy and there were two kids.
Oh yeah.
Life is busy without two kids.
Life's like a box of chocolates.
Yes.
You never know what you're going to get.
By the way, two kids, you got two extra hands eating your chocolates.
Fuck yeah, my kid loves chocolates. He absolutely loves. He's got a proper sweet tooth.
Is he?
I think that's all kids,
You've got a
though,
sweet
innit?
tooth as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I love sweet stuff.
You like
in
cake,
fact,
don't you?
last night we had a Chinese last night, and
See?
I love a
it was
Chinese.
sitting. I woke up this morning with really bad stomach pains,
Yeah,
where
I do that
I
too.
needed a big dump or something, but I just couldn't shift it. So I got up about 6 o'clock. But anyway, I digress.
No, it's good.
But last night, so we just had the Chinese. I was sitting there with Deb, and we're going to watch a film. Like, I really fancy like a big apple pie with cream and custard.
Ooh.
Cream and custard.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you've not lived.
You would have cream or custard, wouldn't you?
Right, let's not fuck around now, right? So you get it, pick your favourite pudding, so say apple pie.
I bought one today in
Right.
Sainsbury's.
I
with
actually
apple pie.
love apple pie.
Right?
It's
I'm not
brilliant.
fucking around now. Apple pie, thick Devonshire custard. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And a big dollop.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Big dollop of clotted cream.
I don't know about that though, Jim.
Yeah.
The cream and the crunch of the pastry or the crumble and the crunch of the apple and that sweetness when meets
Yeah.
the cream.
No, I
It's
get all that. But
boom!
Yeah, but the cream sort of cancels out the custard,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
No, it adds to it.
Oh, I think because
I don't
custard's
know.
very sweet. Can you taste the cream on top of custard?
No, it just adds more texture.
Yeah,
It's
I
more
get it.
creamy.
it's runny, like.
No, but it's clotted.
Yeah,
it's like
the
a
clotted
big,
cream,
big
yeah.
clotted
Oh, right,
cream.
yeah.
Yeah. No, honestly. Anyway, so
No, but funny enough, I was talking today to Claire about having a takeaway because
No, man.
I've been
deserve it.
I've been eating like a nun, so I want to try and have one cheat meal.
Like a nun?
One cheat meal, yeah.
been eating kids, have you?
Yeah.
That's what nuns eat.
One cheat meal a week, but tonight I haven't been feeling well all day. Well, funny enough, right?
How
so-
do you treat yourself then?
Well, I would just have a
what's
takeaway or
nun's-
something. Just
No,
have-
I mean, like generally, like so. If you're being good,
well,
what
I
do
just
you?
basically nothing with any saturated fats or fats in. So
So
low
you have no
fat.
like because when I was trying to lose a bit of weight, I've got a really bad sweet tooth, so I need to find a substitute. Like now, I have honey in my coffee. I don't have sugar.
Yeah.
They say honey's good for you, actually.
Yeah, I don't have sugar. I eat chocolate still, so it kind of
Yeah.
like negates it. But if I can help it, I'll use honey.
Yeah.
But I would have like a lot of like dark chocolate to try just
Yeah.
to chew on, like with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or whatever.
In
you know?
in Aldi or Lidl, I don't know which one it is. They do dark chocolate with raspberry. Really, really good.
If you get like pancakes, right? I love pancakes. Now, pancakes, obviously, you can't have too many of them. Pancakes, dark chocolate, Newcombs, so it melts, right? Get some lovely peanut butter over the top of that. Chop bananas, and then squirt some cream on that.
It's one of those things. It tastes weird. It's probably nice to
That is
taste.
fucking
So I
amazing.
tell you, pancakes are the same ingredients as
It's just
Yorkshire
batter.
puddings.
It's just
Do you know
batter.
that?
Yeah, it's
Right.
just batter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly the same. Have you ever
Just
been down
batter.
to that place on City Road? No, it's Cruis Road. We went
Casper's.
there. Is it the
Casper's.
dessert place?
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Oh, I love it.
But I can eat it though.
Why?
See, that's the place we need to go for a
I
freaking
think we
food
should,
challenge.
Yeah, definitely go there. If they'll
They
have
do
us.
challenges there?
No, but the food in there are challenging.
We could order like 7 dishes or something. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
But I can eat one. I had the
As a special,
strawberry.
we should.
Oh, yeah, I
Ask
had
them
them.
if we can. Yeah, we'll sort that out.
They'll be fine.
Like the waffle was huge with bananas and the cream and stuff.
No, I had strawberry. I think I had a waffle with strawberries and cream. And me, Claire, and Alfie tried it, and it was freaking. It demolished it. It's just too sweet.
you eat it all?
No, it's just too sweet. Isn't
How can you possibly? I just.
You've been down there twice now, haven't you?
No, once. It was the
Oh,
same
when we
time I
met.
went with you.
So
that was the time I dropped the GoPro in the cream. Remember?
Oh, yeah, you did.
That's why it's fucked now.
Yeah. I dropped the GoPro in the cream, and I was thinking, oh, for fuck's sake.
I ordered like it was a waffle and it had peanut butter,
Bananas.
It had bananas and chocolate.
That's what I had.
That one,
Yeah, that's what
Did
I
you
had.
eat it all?
Yeah.
What?
You can eat it.
I got 3/4.
I fucking smashed it.
I think
I
the
should have got
chocolate and
another
the-
one.
James was eyeing up someone
Yeah.
else's.
Oh.
I got the peanut butter and the chocolate, and it got like really cold, and it
I'll
just
buy the
got,
big
like, cement.
pack of waffle pancakes, like the big thick ones,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Pack
yeah,
of
I know.
12s, and I'll eat like half with
Yeah.
with like layers of chocolate and peanut butter in between.
James, have you got high cholesterol?
Surprisingly not.
How the fuck have I got it?
I know.
Surprisingly not.
Anything like that.
Well, fair play. I went about 3 years ago. And mine was like 5 point something.
Yeah. I don't know what
Yeah,
mine
which is
was,
pretty
like
good,
7 or
yeah.
8.
Which is quite low. I mean, it may go
That's
up a
about
bit.
normal. That's about normal. Yeah.
But then in a week, I gotta be honest, I do like nibble on this, nibble on that. But in a week, like I love like wholemeal toast with eggs and jalapenos. That's pretty much every morning. I'll have that with a cuppa.
Except for the jalapenos.
Oh no, it's lovely with jalapenos.
Yeah.
But then I'll make like I'll have like a chili, which would be cooked from scratch with like quinoa and brown rice, or I make like a lasagna with like gluten free. Sheets like lasagna sheets, but it's all cooked from scratch. So I do cook a lot from scratch, or I like slow cook meat and I have like wholemeal pita breads or salad with it. So I do eat pretty well.
Yeah.
And plus, you've got quite an active job. You do miles.
I do.
When you work,
I
don't you?
walk a hell of a distance.
Yeah, that's why
Well, I want a takeaway tonight. I'm going to say to Claire, I want a takeaway. But normally, everything I have just low fat, no saturated
Well, you have a
fat.
Chinese. I love a
Something
Chinese.
like that.
Nick
Yeah,
was
Chinese.
nuts about it.
Well, I had
my cholesterol and that.
Yesterday, I had a whole tub of special rice to myself, plus half of Deb's chicken fried rice, and most of the chips covered in curry sauce.
Don't you always think though that I know it's
That's why
disgusting
stomach was
and that.
killing me.
In the morning, the next morning you wake up and
You
you're
feel like shit.
Yeah, no, it's there though in the fridge, innit? And you're like,
Yeah. Well, if I can leave some behind, I'll have some for the next day for breakfast. No
I'd love to
problem.
have
Well, guys,
Chinese
last
man.
night, right? So I had a funny one this morning. Last night, I went out, met some guys we know.
You should drop it in, Tom. Talk about the film. You're discussing your film.
Yeah, no, we were discussing the film, but I met up with some guys I haven't met in ages. Anyway, had some appetizer. I woke up this morning, felt freaking hungover.
Wow.
Appetizer, you mean?
Appetizer, literally is in the
Appetizer, like
apple.
fizzy
It's
apple
like just
juice.
fizzy apple
All right.
juice. I don't know what. I think it was a sugar rush or something. I woke up and honestly, I felt.
See, now you don't eat a lot of sugar, do you?
No, I don't have any sugar at all. So I woke up this morning and I genuinely felt hungover.
So your cholesterol, that's just genetics.
Just genetics.
So it's not
cholesterol,
from like
yeah.
a certain food.
No.
My mum,
right.
my it's from my dad's side, so all the boys have got it, haven't they?
Yeah,
Me,
and my
James,
cousin.
Tom,
Right.
And my cousin's
dad.
got it.
Oh, is
My-
he?
Yeah.
Which one?
Krieg's guy.
Is he? I didn't know that.
But
So we've all got it. My mum and sister haven't.
Yeah.
And it's just genetic, you know. I went to the doctor's about 8 months ago, and she said, "You've got high cholesterol. You need to get it down." And then he said, "Well, go for 6 months. Have a low, look after your diet," which I did. I
But
really
so
kept
would you eating a lot of sugar in that before?
no. We don't.
That's
really-
pretty hard then to say reduce it if you're not
Just try-
actually.
yeah.
But it's just where the body can't breathe. Yeah, there's just a
And
problem
anyway,
with the body.
so we just all have to. We're in the starting crew, aren't we?
Yeah, it's
Like my
like-
mum now, she's done a massive trifle next door.
Nice.
I'll have a bowl littered with all different types of cakes, all different types of
nice.
cream on
That's
there.
lovely.
That's my
I
I'm not a
did
cake
feel-
person though. I don't eat. I've never.
No
liked
pun intended,
sweet
more of a
stuff.
savoury
I
person,
know I
James.
am actually.
I heard it's quite funny actually.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you, it's almost like nut allergies where perhaps if people ate more nuts, they'd have less
And grow up.
of an
innit?
issue.
Grow up
Like
with
so,
it.
maybe if you just start spooning a bit of sugar here and there.
Yeah. It's just even in tea. My wife, when I first met her, she had like 3 sugars in her
Did she?
tea. I'm
Jesus
sure she
Christ.
did. Now she still has one.
Well, I used to have 1 sugar in my coffee. Now I have honey.
Yeah.
Just have
But you
honey
find
now.
it sweeter though, the honey? Honey's good, man.
It adds a bit of thickness to it as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I don't put a great deal in there, but I do like. I quite like honey. I like the taste of it, so it just tastes like a nice
Definitely
cup of
be up for a
coffee.
Chinese
But
tonight.
that's what I was
Nick
doing
nuts. She
last
said no.
night, guys. This morning, I was just feeling really like almost hungover. It was the strangest thing.
But if you don't eat a lot of sugar,
Yeah, maybe
chances
it
are
was.
that-
Maybe it was just like a sugar crash. But anyway,
Oh,
Anyway, we bitched on about that.
Before we get into this, Jim.
Yes.
SAS, are you tough enough? Do you watch it?
No.
Oh, for fact.
no,
Tom
it's
hates it as
awful.
well.
I hate it. It's the same
amazing.
thing all the
Love it.
time.
And
So
the only reason I say this is I would love to apply.
Chris, you wouldn't get
What's
any.
the
I-
criteria?
The criteria.
What if you get like
You have to
captured and they
frigging-
feed you like donuts or
That's
something?
the whole shit about it. So it's on channel. Yeah, it's on Channel 4 tonight. I think it's probably and this time, I think it's as of this year. Women can now serve in the special forces. Did we talk about this before?
I think though, like
What do you reckon though? And anyway, but the criteria for the women is there's one sort of like criteria.
yeah.
You
If you
can't dress sexy.
No,
That's just unfair.
Don't want to draw attention to yourself, especially.
But I think if you're good enough, if you're tough enough, then
if you
you're
can
in
do it,
there.
if you can do
man
it,
or
doesn't
woman, if
matter.
someone's good enough,
I
then
don't give a fuck, to be honest. If you could lift a say like there's a guy, all right, you're there with your fellow SAS man, special forces team, and then you're like a petite 9 stone woman, and
you can keep up with them,
and you can keep up, and you can also carry a 16 stone muscle man. Then I have no issues with that.
I think. Imagine the girls that would do that, and the guys. I think nails to do that.
The thing is, there's a massive physical aspect that plays a part. I'm certain.
No, but funny enough,
SAS,
James.
but so surely that plays a part.
Well, this is
so if you are physically strong enough, regardless of your gender, then I don't care.
I know.
But ironically, James, the guys who are in the SAS, the ones who almost always do it, are not the massive muscly blokes.
Yeah.
They're the little
but they have strength though.
Yeah,
don't they?
they're physically strong as fuck.
Yeah.
But they've got really strong sort of like
cardio,
really good
stuff.
cardio, really like mentally strong.
Yeah, you have to be mentally strong.
And that's where
I'd break
so easily.
I think mentally I could keep going, but physically I don't think I could.
In an
anymore.
interrogation room, just bringing a slice of red velvet. If we're all three of us are there, and I had information, and we're all going to die if we spoke, and they were all there tied up, and they walked you with a cake, just you two'd have to look, we're fucked.
For all of us,
so basically what
so Tom and Chris done this.
It's amazing anyway, but and there's another program on. I love these survival programs. It's like my thing. I love it.
Gearing up for war.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
The zombie apocalypse.
But and there's this other one now, and there was this guy. What's his name? Ed Stafford. Yeah, it's really good. So Ed Stafford's got this show where it's a race basically across really extreme places, and he took on this guy from the Royal Marines. You see?
Oh, did you beat him?
No, the guy battered him.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
The Marine battered him
well, he would do though, wouldn't he? Because he's had a career.
He's an expert in jungle survival and jungle warfare. And they were in Borneo across the sort of like the swamps and things. Yeah. It was really interesting. Sorry, that's nothing to do with the show today.
That's all right. No, I mean, SAS is a tough job, and if you're a tough lady and you could do it, as long as you meet the criteria, I don't think you should be let in to meet a quota.
No, you don't.
I really don't. I think that would be a stupid thing to do.
I think there's a standard test though, so it's no different for men or women.
Can pass it.
If anyone can pass it.
I'm not sure if I watched Good Morning Britain, and everybody's favourite Piers Morgan was on about white men, and I think it was in the fire service. Obviously they have tests to join, and apparently that for white men, that you had to pass no less than 70%, right? But if you are anything other than that, so a black Indian male or a white female, it was lowered to 60%.
No, well, they should.
Do you reckon that's Piers Morgan though, just like making up facts like he normally does?
I don't think he'd sprout something as bold as that if it was a lie. I mean, they must check he's a journalist after all. If it is bollocks, then fair play. But if that's true, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Well, you have a standard, and then
I think anybody
if people meet the criteria,
if you're good enough for anything, it's the same in sport. It's the same in business. If you're good enough, you're good enough. It doesn't matter what age, what.
Nowadays, don't you think there was all about? It's about what is it? It's not lack of opportunity. What is it?
No, so that's it.
It's more about total equality rather than opportunity. Like, you shouldn't be aiming to meet quotas. You should look at the workforce and go, each and every one was picked on the criteria because they met the criteria, not because we want a certain amount of ethnicity or gender equality within the ranks, and I think that's the issue. So we're talking about the SAS, and if women should be there, well, if they pass the criteria, then everybody is put up against that. Whatever. Get them in. Anyway,
we digress.
Yeah, we're not going to go around.
So, Okay, let's keep on the
I think we
subject.
should talk about the weather first, shouldn't we? Frigging cold this week, isn't it? Today,
It is Baltic as
this
fuck.
morning, -6.
Was it? Well, I was out last night, and I came in about 11 o'clock, and it was about -4, -5 last night. It was bloody freezing. I had my big coat on, and it was still absolutely freezing.
Did you see on the news though in Detroit? So there's a vortex over America at the moment, isn't there?
Is there?
-40.
Sounds like it's a sci-fi film.
It does, doesn't it?
Alien Vortex.
It's like the end of the world.
Created
though,
by
isn't it?
Trump, no doubt.
I think it was Detroit though. It was -45
Jesus
this
Christ.
week. That is
Fucking hell.
Yeah, they were
Ridiculous.
advising people not to leave the house.
phenomenal.
That's
They reckon people
ridiculous.
going outside, and when you're breathing that cold air, and it can really damage your lungs.
Give you like pneumonia and stuff. But there was
mad, isn't it?
Jesus.
all across this these people, they lived opposite the lake. I don't know which lake it was. And anyway, what they did, they got like wet jeans and they put them outside and left them to stand. And within a few seconds, they froze solid.
Yeah, they
And it
do.
looked like there was people just. I just thought that was. So
Have you seen
cool.
when people boil?
They throw it out and it freezes mid-air.
And there was a woman, she washed it in, went outside, flipped it in up, and by the time she flipped it in up, it had frozen.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, isn't
yeah.
it? Like, I would kind of want to experience that just for the sake of it.
Yeah, but imagine we had one day of snow today this week.
Friday,
and everyone
wasn't it?
was like,
No,
fuck,
Thursday night,
weren't
wasn't
they?
it?
Yeah.
But I was
fine.
driving out and it was quite bad.
Well,
Snapper.
It was.
do you know,
Imagine 40 -45 here.
we are
just die,
quite
wouldn't we?
crap. I just think
Yeah, but-
we all just want a fucking day off work.
But yeah, that's what it is. But James, in fairness, we don't get enough. Like people always say that, we have 1 inch of snow and we're buggers, but we don't have the infrastructure. We don't have enough of it.
When it was like
to-
what it was Friday, in all
Yeah.
fairness, there were some closures and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I think that's easily manageable.
Yeah.
I think if we had a significant amount of snowfall, then absolutely
Every
we'd be
year,
fine
though.
because we're not like Canada, we don't get it all the time.
Yeah.
So we haven't got
Yeah.
mass like you said,
Yeah.
like an infrastructure to deal with it.
Yeah, we don't.
So I get it, but the amount we had was fuck all.
Well, in the night, it was only Thursday night, because I was driving to work, so it would have been about 10 o'clock, well, 9:30.
Yeah.
It took me half hour to get somewhere. Normally takes me like freaking 7 minutes. But
Yeah.
all the roads, where less people were on the road and the snow was settling, it was quite dangerous to drive around. I couldn't get up certain hills, so I
Yeah.
had to go the long way round. But yeah, the next morning, I was up at 7, against 6:30, driving to work, and it was absolutely fine. We got into work fine, didn't we?
We did, but in Australia, did you see? So the flip side of this in Australia,
Yeah, near like
they've got
50 degrees.
ridiculous temperatures now. And there was this. They found this. It was like a little ravine in the middle of the desert where it was now, and they found like 60 horses that are all just dead.
Wow, it's mad.
So what is it, like heat?
Ridiculous
60,
heat. Yeah,
50 degrees,
everything.
James?
Yeah, 50 degrees in the
That's
desert.
hot.
So already this year, the
See,
temperatures all
we
over
are
the
very
world.
lucky because it's never. I mean, other than
Yeah.
floods, which can be quite devastating, we have some quite serious.
But that's
floods.
only really coastal areas where people buy.
But our weather's just boring as fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, but wouldn't you
When
prefer
global
it this way?
warming-
No, that's what I'm
rather than
saying. So
50
we can't really
degrees?
grovel, can we?
Yeah.
You know.
When global warming decides to kick all of our asses, unless it's wet, soggy weather, we're fucked, aren't
Yeah,
we?
yeah. Just get your brollies out, innit?
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'd be fine with that, wouldn't we?
Right, so got a funny stuff. Well, it's not funny. It's actually quite
it's
fucked
weird,
up.
isn't it?
So,
So what we start with?
2 sisters locked in a sickening battle over who could bed dad
Wow.
first. All right. 2 sisters allegedly got locked in a sickening battle about who could bed their dad first. Now one of them and the father are behind bars after being charged with incest. Wow. Travis Fieldgrove, 39, and daughter Samantha Kirshner, 21, are accused of having sex in Grand Island, Nebraska, in the USA.
Sounds quite nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does actually.
Sounds nice.
They also face similar charges in other countries after police said they got married last
read
October.
that, yeah.
Kirsten first met Fieldgrove as this is interesting. So she first met her dad as a 17-year-old when her mum told her who her father was.
That's weird.
She had apparently not grown up with him. Police started probing the relationship after the girl's mother said the tattooed pair romped last September. Fieldgrove
What?
denied he was Kirshner's dad, but DNA tests have now proved. Yeah, they actually look quite similar. Proved that he was 99% chance he is, according to the court files. Documents also say Kirshner said her motives to have sex with him was due to jealous competition with her half-sister about who could sleep with him first.
Wow.
Police said this case relates to the two being involved in an intimate relationship beginning in September 2018. Despite evidence that Phil Grove is the paternal parent. Evidence leading up to the arrest suggests that Phil Grove and Kirshner were aware of the biological relationship before being intimate, and further indicates that they quickly married one another after being notified
so
of the
they're married now,
investigation.
are they?
State law deems incestuous marriage is absolutely void, so it's void. Phil Grove and Kirshner are being held in Hull County Jail and can be locked up for 8 years if convicted.
That is not a competition you want to win, is
I've
it?
seen these documentaries. There's been a few documentaries on about these incest relationships, and there was one not too long ago, and it was like brothers and sisters meeting up, and usually more often. If siblings didn't grow up with one another and then they met in later life, a weird
attractions.
I think
it's kind of like a weird twisted like love and like this long lost love, but it's like it's like grotesquely morphed into like incest. There's like this love for your sibling because they're a stranger, but you have this love for them, and I think for some people something clicks and it's like, I want to fuck the shit out of my sister.
It's like a connection though that maybe they don't realise it's a sibling connection and they mistake it for something else.
I think that's what it is. It is mistaken feelings.
God, imagine
so,
but there's no mistake in this because these guys, this girl knew that it was his dad.
They're obviously a mess of the family. Because imagine, right, you met your long lost mum. Who would have the balls to go to the brother going, right, should we have a bet, right?
Gonna fuck her.
Yeah, you'd be like,
mum's banging.
Tell her.
I put 20 on it.
Yeah. But like, imagine being the first one to suggesting it though.
Yeah. Happy birthday, mum.
But
not just
I
that,
heard the
though.
story before, guys, right? And I don't know if this is true. This is one of those internet stories, so it probably isn't true.
Yeah.
But this guy went to meet his mum, went to a nightclub, sleeps with this older woman. She obviously had mummy issues.
I know where this is going. Go on.
Next day, he goes and meets the woman, and it just happens to be the same woman.
Wow.
See, that's just...
If that's true, that could be one of those bullshit
really
stories.
fucking just
But then you
bad luck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's just real bad luck. So that could kind of happen.
I don't know. I reckon you would
But then
know.
to meet somebody who is your relative...
Yeah.
Like, in fact, I've not met her in person yet, but recently we've been in touch with my half-sister.
Oh,
right?
you said about this, yeah.
We've never met before. And we speak through Facebook, and she has her own life, we have our own life. And my brother and my sister, I think I've met her, and whatever else. So I've kind of been in that long-lost sibling territory and know there's no incestuous kind of feelings on my part.
That was going to be the obvious question, James.
But it is a weird one because it is a weird feeling. This is your half sister, which you've never met.
Yeah.
Now, for me, it seems a bit too. It almost feels like so much time has passed and we've never connected really. And I speak to her, but like it seems like her life is over there. And ours is over there.
She lives in Wales. Or?
Yeah, she's in Cardiff. But it just seems like.
Yeah.
So much time has passed, and it would seem weird to kind of try and become a brother and sister because that's what makes us all brothers and sisters. It's not the fact that we're just genetically related. Is the time you spent, all those memories and whatever.
It's like a situation, Jim, where you meet someone, you don't get their name right. And then you're like, oh yeah, I should clarify their name right now, and you don't. And then every time you see them, you avoid them because you don't want to ask them. Too much time.
It is a weird. It's a weird feeling. Like it's a weird. Like It's the fact it's my dad's daughter, so my half sister, and you know.
Does she come to family events and that?
No, we don't really. I mean, the position with my dad and her has never been resolved. There's a lot of backstory there, so that makes things a bit more difficult. But in terms of like her half siblings, myself and my brothers and sister, there's no animosity, there's no ill feeling there. Like my brothers met in person, they got on really well. But just for me, it just seems it's just a bit odd. Like it's a bit strange, and it is a bit weird. But
in this case, though,
everyone knew.
But I can see, because what I'm trying to say is like, so it feels weird. Like, but I can see how. Somebody with like less functioning brains or a bit of a twisted background may misconstrue that and kind of morph into something like incestuous. Like, you know, I can see how feelings could be distorted and kind of broken down and then built up to be something totally wrong.
It's still fucked
but
up.
James,
no. What I'm saying is, it's a very weird, powerful moment. And psychologically, they're just,
Imagine now you're in a bar though, and he's like, "Oh, see that girl?"
Oh, mate, I tell you what, it'd be devoed.
That's dumb.
I'm only about for that drink.
Imagine going to jail and trying to explain. You'd have to come up with some story while you're in jail, wouldn't you?
Especially in America, they really fucking...
Yeah, you'd have to go with some mental
hillbilly town. They're all.
But the point was, guys, it wasn't one of them. There was two of them trying to do it.
Yeah, but they. It
doesn't really go into much detail about the other sister, though.
No. But they did.
That's because she lost James.
They did say though that they denied. So he tried to deny that he was the daughter, and there was a paternity test, wasn't there?
No.
Yeah, but why did he agree to do that?
He denied it. Oh, clearly, he's fucked his daughter, so he's trying to deny it. But what,
99.99.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking conclusive stuff. I think she's right. I'm not sure how much was on the bet, but I don't think it was that much because she looks well fucked off.
And not just that, he might have been like that. Yeah, you're only 99.999% certain. There's still that bit of doubt in you, isn't there?
But how strange! What a weird. Imagine that, knowing you've got a long lost dad, then you have sex with him, and then you marry him. That'd be an awkward family gathering, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But no, even worse though, when they all meet up, or had they all met up, it's in the paper, so we know about it happened in America. Imagine a family party, like imagine how bad the person who didn't get to stick their felt.
Imagine that. It's like, Mum.
Did you ever meet your long lost dad? Yeah, I'm fucking him.
Imagine that. So they meet.
You wait till Father's Day.
That'd be confusing.
You're having it.
It's like Mum, sister, and Shaggy, we will call her, and it's like 2/3 of the people in this room have slept with him.
It doesn't say who the half sister is, so is it
sister?
Must be. So then, obviously, that's his long lost daughter, Kirshner, whoever her name is. But then the half sister, is that
her sister?
Is that her? Yeah, but is that like his daughter who he's actually brought up?
No, I think they're estranged.
Yeah, so estranged, I would have thought. But just imagine, you know what it's like with family get-togethers.
He's just like how smug that fucking...
Yeah, you wouldn't be smiling.
You never know, Jude. We might have won...
Look at that.
You might have won a tenner on the scratch card on that day as well.
Oh, Man United won, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Man
United won. You just imagine, you know what family parties are like with all these snide remarks all the time. Imagine the snide remarks at that table. That'd be brilliant. That'd be a family party you'd almost want to go to.
Nah,
I don't know, actually.
No, you would. If you weren't involved, you would. You'd be like, oh, yeah, great.
Well, yeah.
How's your missus?
How's your missus? Sorry, I mean your dad.
Yeah, we're due. We're going to have a fucking weird hillbilly fucking humpback 8-finger fucking mutant.
How awkward would it be? Because who would she get to walk down the aisle?
That's true.
You'd have to walk it down.
You'd have to walk it down.
No, you'd have to kind of stand on the front, run back, walk it down, and then, stand next to her.
How awkward.
That would be fucking awkward.
Don't get his mate to. Yeah.
Anyway, should we move on from that?
Yeah.
Right.
I just thought it was just such a weird story. It doesn't sound real, does it?
Only in America.
I don't know, James. I know some pretty weird people.
Right, well, that documentary I watched, actually, most of it was in, like, Britain, Newcastle, and I think it was Glasgow.
Yeah, I saw one like that.
But they were so adamant they were going to get married. Even though they were on a beach, it was brother and sister, and they're like, we understand we're brother and sister, but we are going to get married because we love. It's so fucked up. Even though they know, they still refuse to say... Like, that's what I'm saying. They're getting really confused about their emotions.
Yeah.
Like, that strong bond is a brother and sister is twisted into, like, no, we love one another on an intimate level. And even logic will not go in and go, you can't, even if like, for the sake of your future child.
Yeah, just
like,
imagine.
the potential damage you're going to do if you mash all your genes together and create some fucking God knows what.
Talking about weird love anyway, Jim. This week we were talking about the dog's bollocks, weren't we?
Yeah, weird love for your pooches testes.
That is weird. That doesn't surprise me though.
This is the trend then. Yeah. Right, so disturbing new trend sees dog owners putting glitter on their pooches' testicles. Photos of the bizarre new trend have been shared on social media, attracting hundreds of comments from baffled animal lovers.
Guys, doesn't it always make you wonder who is that first person, the pioneer, as it were? Imagine going to a dog parlour and it's like, oh, listen, I've had an idea. You got any glitter? Yeah. Throw it on the dog's balls.
A disturbing new dog grooming trend has seen people putting glitter on their pooches' testicles. Photos of dogs with decorated private parts have been shared on social media. Owners have stressed... This is dodgy. Owners have stressed that it's edible glitter, which is applied using corn syrup, so it's completely safe. The strange trend came to light after the picture of one of the dogs was shared on Groomery Foolery,
What?
a Facebook page for dog groomers. So that's Groomery Foolery.
Groomery, right.
Yeah, they wrote, I've seen so many things in this career. Very few things surprise me. Yet here I sit looking at glitter dog balls.
So what do you reckon happened first? Do you reckon someone went and asked for it, or someone just come up with it?
Look, I mean, seeing your dog's balls just swinging in the air like they just don't care. Maybe you're like, how can I make those look a bit more?
To be fair,
a bit more kind of. I don't know, less gross,
attractive.
Let's put some.
Yeah, but some guys.
Why is it edible? So the dog can lick it on.
Yeah.
Balls.
I guess it doesn't. Like, if a dog licks himself, it probably won't like.
Some weirdo.
So what do you reckon happened first? Do you reckon someone turned up at a dog parlour and said, "Oh, can you do this? I know it's a bit weird, but can you do this?" Or do you reckon someone advertised?
I bet if someone turned, I'm going to my dad and sister's wedding. We want to take the dog. Can you spruce him up a bit?
Yeah, we're not going to lick it off after. No, I just think some people are just weird with their dogs. Like, you know, they buy them like jackets.
Yeah.
They buy them like shoes.
I was
they buy
driving
them all
past.
sorts.
Sorry to interrupt, Jim. I was going past Rope Lake the other day, and there was this dog, and he had boots on, a hat on, like a wellies, like it looked quite cute.
No, they go balls deep. they go all out. But so it kind of is fucking odd. It's really odd, but
people spend massive money on their pets now, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely massive.
My
money.
boss, right? He had his cat's teeth taken out.
Why?
His teeth, he'd had problems with his teeth.
All right.
So he had really bad. It cost him like low 100. It could have even been like a couple of thousand.
Anything to do with pets.
Should have gone veneers.
Anything to do with pets and kids costs a fucking fortune.
Yeah.
Anything.
Apart from Alfie's haircut, which coincidentally changing the subject, Claire is. So we took Alfie to get his haircut a while ago, and he freaking kicked off.
Got a funny story now.
So Claire cuts his hair.
All right.
Because. But
he won't sit for that.
No, we won't. We took him to hairdresser. He kicked off. So Claire cut his hair. And the first time she's done it really well. But the second time she just kept cutting. I was like, Claire, just freaking is fine.
Leave it alone.
He was like a bold little convict. Bless him. He looked like a little convict, James.
I was laughing.
My mum used to cut my hair. Did your mum cut your hair?
Nah, my mum fucking got dodgy eyes.
Yeah, she's partly sighted.
Remember that woman? Who was that, Tom? Anyway, someone's dog or cat got knocked over.
Oh, it was me. No, it was a cat.
No. I know what you're going to talk about, but this is something else. And someone's cat got run over, or dog. And I don't know if it's my dad's or our dog, or anyway. And a neighbour picked it up and took it to the vet. And the dog or cat died. I can't remember. I seem to remember it was my dad going nuts that this woman had taken to the most expensive vet she could find. He's got the fucking cat. My dad was so pissed off. I'm sure it was my dad going.
They cost a fucking fortune.
No, I just remember my dad going nuts. But which bloody vet did he take him to? And it was really expensive.
I remember before, just I don't know if I told this story, but outside my house, I was coming out of the garden one day, and all there was a car screeching, and then all these little kids shouting. And anyway, there was a cat, and it was on the floor. And I said to the girl, "Oh," and this girl was crying. I said, "Oh, don't worry, it's probably just in shock." She picked it up, and his arm was stiff as hell. She goes, "He's dead!" And walked off crying with this cat. And I was thinking, all right, I'm trying
to find a silver lining.
I can't remember when I was little. Someone told me cat's blood was green.
Right.
And I believed it. I can't remember.
Did you try and find out then? Is it?
No, I'm sure. Remember?
No. I don't remember that. But just imagine, Jay. So what would it take for you to get, first of all, to have your dog's ball painted?
I would have. Sorry.
Oh no,
it's only vape. It's not going to kill you. It's only vape.
No, it's just like weird how it just hangs in you. But
would you? Because I see quite often now in town, especially I've been in town recently a lot during the day, and going round, I've noticed a lot of people carrying dogs with
they're like accessories.
Such an American thing, like the Kardashians and rich twats.
Hilfigers.
But they don't even look like dogs anymore.
Like little chihuahuas they put in their fucking handbags.
Yeah.
They treat them like accessories. That's what
But they
treat
don't
them
even walk though. What was that program before?
Well, we talked about what did they call them again? Like animals for like
micro animals.
Somebody's like
and stuff like that.
anxious. What do they call them?
They called
Like therapy to animals.
Yeah, I remember we had a thing about like
Yeah.
somebody trying to put a fucking like I don't know what was it like a fucking,
gorilla. There was a gorilla,
like an
wasn't
emu on a fucking plane or something.
Yeah, I remember.
But I think that's what it is. It's like an anxiety thing, and I think they.
Do you think it is, or do you think it's
to
just
a
people
degree,
being
stroke. So it's like an anxiety thing, stroke fucking
Accessory.
Imagine how much anxiety you get when you buy a bloody Dolce & Gabbana bag and
fucking
you're
chewing on your face.
Well, when I was working in TV, right, guys, there was this really eccentric woman who applied for a show I was working on, right, and she was spending £1,200 a month on her dog.
Wow.
You need shooting to be how much money to
£1,200 a
money
month.
must they be
No, she
earning
didn't.
then?
She goes, "Oh, this cost me a fortune. I can't afford it." But she was like this specialist diet food.
That's ridiculous.
No, it is. That's like twice my mortgage.
Did you see that though? And there was, I'm sure I've seen it now, where you can give your pet, your dog, like food, and it's got glitter in, and when they
Yeah.
have shit, it comes out like glitter.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
you can.
Dogs,
Yeah.
I tell you, if dogs have any kind of conscience, right, they must think, what the fuck?
I reckon dogs have lost all respect for us now.
They're like, what the
They're
fuck?
like,
I can't
what
wait
the
till these
hell?
fucks are gone.
Yeah.
We get to rule the roost.
But what about people
Give it a
who
few more
die?
years.
Did you hear there was this really eccentric woman who died, right? And she left her millions and millions to her dog.
Oh, that happens a lot though, doesn't it? People leave like money to charities.
Yeah, no, but specifically to one dog.
How does that even work?
Well, I don't know. I'll just have a quick look.
How does that even fucking work?
Well,
How can it? Yeah.
How's the dog going to spend the fucking money?
I bet all these the people looking after his money
yeah.
find lots of ways to spend his money.
Yeah, it's
But
in that.
how can the dog even give you... So
Yeah.
say like you have the dog, how is he going to give you the money? What, bark it over? It makes no fucking sense.
It's obviously
Rich people are fucking...
So it
Johnson,
says
isn't it?
Helmsley left dogs billions in her will. Sure, the hotelier real estate magnate Leona Helmsley left £12 million in her will to her dog.
Wow.
How? For what fucking purpose, though?
She must have hated her family, mustn't she?
God,
What a
knows.
cunt.
Well,
That should be null and void. That should be like, sorry, love, that's mental.
Well, geez,
Yeah. You can leave it to the dog. Yeah.
Can't leave it to a
right.
fucking dog. Well, who's he going to leave it to?
Puppies.
God, yeah, it's puppies. Just imagine that a dog has more money than
Scrappy-Doo.
we'll ever have.
It's mind blown.
Just
Never-
assassinate him.
Never had to earn a work a day in his life, and he got 12 billion bloody quid.
Fuck that. Right, let's move on to the next story. This was something which was on this morning, and it's some woman. She's a mum, and she says parents should seek consent from their kids to change nappies and clean them.
Alfie, if that was the case, Alfie would just never have a clean nappy.
Right. So Lottie Daly was part of a debate on this morning, arguing that issues around body autonomy and consent should be introduced from childhood. It's something many parents would do without thinking, but one mum has taken to the sofa on this morning and sparked a debate over whether or not people should ask children permission before changing their child's nappy. The subject of whether or not adults should be able to tickle children also came up for discussion on the show as Lottie Daly and Vanessa Feltz came down on different sides of the debate. Comedian Russell Brand recently said he would punch anyone who tried to tickle his daughter and said tickling should be banned as it was an invasion of their personal space. Now his friend Lottie's appeared on the ITV show to discuss the importance of children having awareness of consent and body autonomy from a young age. The mother of three told presenters Eamon Holmes and Ruth Langsford as well as fellow debater Feltz that she tells her baby when she's going to change her nappy and gets permission from her daughter before washing and tickling them. She said she said she too had tickled until she knew better. I'm not going to read anymore because this is really
It's ridiculous.
just the...
What do you reckon then,
such a
guys?
stupid fucking
Well, if
statement.
a baby can't talk, like, what are you going to do? Just leave him in a shitty nappy till it's like able to talk? You'd be in freaking...
A large part of honest human interaction, in a very loving way, is non-consensual. It just happens.
Yeah.
Me wanting to hug my child and kiss him, me wanting to have intimacy with my girlfriend. None of that's written down or pre-planned. That's just human behavior. I don't think in this current social climate, in this current era of technology, I think we've lost the art of communication and understanding human behavior to a point where we're second guessing ourselves.
It's true.
And all asking consent and permission. And Alfie is how old now?
Well, he'd be 2 the end of the month.
Does Alfie understand what the fuck is going on?
If I was waiting for his permission, he'd just have a shitty nappy all the time.
But this is what I'm saying. You'd have people knocking down your
Social
door
Cersei,
going,
yeah.
Alfie's backside is red raw, he's got infections or whatever. And all you got to say is, well, I keep asking, and he keeps saying no.
Yeah, he keeps saying...
It makes me laugh. I can't even get to him. Just sit down. I'll sit down on the toilet when he's
Yeah, these people are mad, and it's kind of like, I guess it's a bigger picture though. It's not
So I was doing a bit of research on this, and what the mem is talking about is about children understanding consent, saying yes or no, and breeding that in at a young age. Because presumably, even if you did say no, she'd be like, "Oh well, I'm doing it anyway."
But I think she should have made a more specific point.
Does this all go back to sex?
Yeah, that's what.
I think.
Why are we fucking dragging our kids into this thing where, because some people, not all, there are cases obviously sexual assault, but there's a lot of situations, right, where people are going out, getting drunk, and having sex and regretting it, and I think that's just ridiculous. That should just be put in the fucking "I fucked up" category. If it is obviously serious and you've been sexually assaulted or raped, that's totally different. But I think people nowadays, I think the sexual assault line where that is so muddied and blurred. Wolf whistling is sexual assault.
Yeah,
I think what was that thing before? I was watching a documentary a few months ago, and all these builders were. I do agree in this day and age is probably not on, but and all these guys had to go on like a building site. They had to go on training, and basically they were like, people will just they'd have women walking past that work for the company, basically like undercover, and if anyone wolf whistled, they would just remind, well, actually they might get laid off for it. It's
bollocks.
really...
It's bollocks. Bollocks. But I'm going to say fuck you. See, like, it all boils down to biology, right? No, I understand there's a spectrum, but men and women want to procreate. They want to create life, right? Just like in the animal kingdom, there's a flirting. There's a whole ritual. There's a whole ritual involved where we're trying to get the attention of or give attention to, and that's a natural occurrence with the animal kingdom and with us, our species. We've done it for fucking years and years and years. What's happened is now we can't differentiate between an honest gesture of like, I think you're attractive, right, to I'm gonna rape you. And I think that's the point. Men on a building site go, I love wolf whistling is fuck all. That could be easily rectified by going, fuck you, whatever. And they go, I'm sorry, I'm not having it. And I'm telling you this, the same women who get on their fucking pedestal over shit like this, they walk through Queen Street. How many men, I've been there, you walk past a group of girls who have had a few to drink.
Yeah.
Do I get on my high horse?
Well, remember
they're all fucking saying God knows what to me. I'm offended. No, fuck. It's just they're leery.
Well, when we used to work in the Park Hotel, so years ago, when we used to work on the bar and the hotel, when girls had a few drinks, they'd be saying all sorts to you, wouldn't they, on the bar?
Oh, yeah.
They would, and like
it comes down to the individual, doesn't it? Because there was a really interesting, funny enough, there was a really good documentary, James, when these guys were wolf whistling. When they won the documentary, it's like a little sketch. They were wolf whistling, and anyway, they called them down, and when they called them down, it was their own daughters.
Oh no!
Yeah, and
I got back to that first story.
Yeah, and then the guys were like, and then it was quite clever because they were like, okay, then well,
that guy's on. He's like, yeah, I know.
The guy, that father's like,
where's
what's the problem?
That is fucking. That is crappy.
But like, if it was your daughter and all these guys were, and I guess that was the point, wasn't it?
No, that's the. Of course, you wouldn't fucking like if it was your daughter.
Yeah. But I guess that's the point,
then again, you can't protect your kids from these things. No. Right? They're gonna happen because and there are women out there who will probably say to men who disagree with Wolfers or women who disagree with Wolfers, and they would say, "I don't give a fuck."
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
There's a lot of women out there who would walk through a city, a city, and if a guy went, "Oh, hey, gorgeous," it'd probably make their morning. It'd be a bit of fun, a bit of banter. If it was like, "Yeah, show us your fucking tits," like, really, obviously no.
Yeah. I
Obviously
think
no.
guys
But
that-
you shouldn't have to be stating the fucking obvious
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time these kind of conversations come up.
Yeah.
Because someone
I think. Do you know what it is? I think there's a lot of people who understand these lines, and it is very clear. And there's a lot of people out there who are so fucking mamby-pamby, so pathetic and weak. They need it all spelt out, and then everything's dangerous. Everything's potentially sexual assault.
Because, like you said, someone made a good point. I was in work and we were talking about this, and someone said, at any point, really, like at the first time you ever, kissed your partner or something like that, just imagine if all these things were offences. So imagine the first time, because really, like you said earlier, there are some things that are intuitive, aren't they? And like the first time you kiss your partner, they probably was no consent. They didn't say, "Right, I'm about to kiss you now. Are you happy with that?" Do you know what I mean? Like,
I dragged Deb off into a room.
What?
Yeah.
that's how we moved her. That's how we moved her.
No, I did. No, it was quite not forceful, nothing like that. But I was very. I made it very clear.
James is like, right there, I'm going to make this very
I
clear.
made it very clear.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. And I guess my point is...
Do you know why? Because I can fucking read the signs.
Yeah.
I didn't just walk into a random woman and go, me man, you woman.
No, but that's what I mean, though, James. Like, it's these...
But I'm sorry, but this is the future of dating.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's
a whole pack of... Or we'll play of an app. Right? Sex
Just scan 'em.
consent form, and it'd be a quick so would you like to have sex? Just put your fingerprint there. Thank you very much.
And we need to film you saying you consent.
Yes.
But that's what it is, though. Like, because technically, James, if you were one of these people, right, who would take offence to it, by you, saying that to Deb, or you coming on to Deb, or kissing her, whatever happened, people could really have said, well, that's sexual assault, couldn't they?
Yeah, they could have,
couldn't they?
but it's not.
No, but it's not. Of course it's not.
It's really,
But they're wrong. And they should be told they're wrong. Lottie, who fucking probably is a vegan as well, should shut the fuck up because she's talking absolute shit.
Going back to this thing I was talking about earlier on, SLSU Tough Enough, and what it is this is one thing that really interests me. It's about this is probably the last place where health and safety and shit like that, political correctness, is lost, in
a war zone.
In a special force, when they're training them to be and they're screaming at them, they're shouting at them, they're in their face, you've got to fucking do this now, you're shit, you're pathetic, you're this and that. Any other industry, imagine your man just standing over you saying that, what would happen? He'd be in a frigging office, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but in fairness, that you are preparing for a war zone.
No, you are preparing for a war zone. I absolutely understand that. But in some things where maybe you're working on a building site, and literally, if you fuck up, someone's going to get killed. If your manager was standing over screaming and shouting at you, you do this, they'd be bloody fired. And that's what interests me as well. There was a situation last week where this guy was like, I don't want to go in the cold water, and the guy was standing with him, you're fucking shit, you need to get in that water, and he did it. He didn't be I'm certain the instructor didn't get an email from HR. We need a meeting. You can bring a representative with you.
So, the world's sitting into this really sterile place where no one's allowed to say anything.
We just lost the art, or we're losing the art of conversation. We're losing the art of reading each other. Social interaction. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that's because most people are spending less time with each other?
Yeah, most interactions are done digitally.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
Most interactions are done over.
It's like your son the other day when I come here and he's playing the game, speaking to all his mates, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and you think about
he claims
it.
he isn't.
Yeah, I know.
Not any fucking friends on it.
But it's true though, because really, and I was thinking about this recently, but you can really stay in your house, not see your mates, but hang around all weekend, couldn't you?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Really?
Like I could be in you now with you two having a chat, and then I could be speaking to 3 or 4 people on here.
Yeah.
It's
so you're interacting with seven people.
but that's what I'm saying is the risk of that is. I'm not fully taking in our interaction, and therefore I'm losing the ability to read. Like if Chris is agitated over something, or you're wanting to tell me something, or whatever. And we're losing the ability to read one another. And then when we're coming into situations where we want to have we want to get intimate with somebody, we're not going to know how to read them, and they're too afraid as well. And we're like this.
I don't worry, we won't need to. Do you watch our Sexbot program a few weeks ago?
No.
They were making literally like robots that people can have, like sleep with.
Yeah.
We got that sorted out now.
That's the future.
Yeah.
But no, it is sad because you're right, James, and it'll come to a point where, like, I do think at some point they reckon in the next 15, 20 years, like 70% of people will be working from home. And I think you will have this really weird situation where you're going to have colleagues you'll probably never meet.
I'm not sure if we're riding a bit of a dodgy, like with technology becoming so good, I'm not sure whether it needs to kind of level out now. And I'm hoping the future is we can have societies where we are kind of like doing everything ourselves, right? Everything's kind of still human, like ran by us, right? It's not all automated, but I'm hoping we get to a point where we can trust technology enough that we can automate everything, all the menial jobs, all the shit, right? Have much better societies where everybody's benefiting, everybody's in a better place, everybody's got a better state of mind. We have more time for one another. Because I think once we free ourselves up from the bullshit jobs, from the bullshit crap that we got to do, right? Then maybe we'll have more time for one. And this is very utopian. I know. I understand what I'm saying.
I'm not agreeing. I've seen Terminator 2. They've got Skynet.
But I think that's the point, though, because the reason why we can't trust one another is because we're too afraid of one another.
Yeah, it's true.
There's too many divisions. Like,
James, you think you can't trust a human? You seen Terminator 2?
But what I'm saying is, like, obviously there's going to be a trial and error. There's going to be, like, everything's dodgy now. And I think, do you know what's caused this huge left and right divide in politics and stuff like that? It's masses of information coming our way. No, but I think it's all this information. Some of it's bad, some of it's good. And we're trying to find our way through it all. And I think that's the point. We're really fighting one another now.
I don't know. What my opinion about politics and that is, I think most people are in the middle. Most people don't give a shit.
Most people are central,
It's just the extremists on one side and the other.
Yeah.
Just making a big point about stuff.
And they're loud, isn't it?
Most people don't care. Most people are just normal, level-headed people.
Like the stories we've read now, right? Well, clearly the incest one, but most of this, all the stories we read and we have beef about, people are going to go, yeah, that's bollocks. Most people will go, yeah, that's absolute fucking bullshit. But unfortunately, the media give more kind of platforms to these, because it gets ratings, doesn't it?
Well, imagine us though. We were on there and they were like, "Oh, watching this," we go, "Oh, yeah, it was stupid."
Yeah, exactly. If we were against Lottie, or Lottie wasn't here, it was us with whoever the other person was. I totally agree. It's bollocks.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for tuning in.
Next one.
Next one. No, but I think that's the point, isn't it? Because it's just common sense. But I think obviously, and I'm guilty of it. I get riled up over stupid fucking stories like that. It pisses me off. Like the whole thing with the kid with the red cap and the Indian guy.
Oh, right.
Do you see that, right?
Yeah.
That fucking Indian. What a cunt he is.
Yeah.
What
come out
a
now,
fucking prick.
Yeah.
Like, I'll admit, when I first watched it, I thought, God, I'd have to slap that kid in the face, right? What a bit of a shit. But then they soon come out that the Indian guy was antagonising her.
But again,
and these fucking Israelite wankers, and they're 16-year-old kids.
Yeah.
But again, though, with the media, they're very good at showing half a story, aren't they? There's a really good picture. And there's this guy with a gun. Have you seen that picture? And anyway, and it looks like, and he's pointing a gun at police officers, and like all the police officers are freaking out, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, look what the police deal with every day."
Take it down.
And what happened actually was there was a robbery. These people had apprehended the guy with the gun, and he was handing the gun over to the police officer. But that wasn't the context of the story. The story was then made out police are being threatened with weapons, and actually that wasn't. That was
This is why the media war is such an important one, and I know obviously Trump gets criticised for saying fake news and
fake news.
Sometimes it is.
Trump is a cunt, but it is right though. There is a lot of fake news out there, or there's a lot of reckless news, I should say, as well. I don't think it's always orchestrated in a way which is like a conspiracy. I just think sometimes they just do it for like ratings.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Because
no, they're heartless. There's
and not just that, it's people's lives that they're fucking up.
Oh, massive! But that poor kid now.
Yeah,
how many
exactly.
fucking idiots, right? No, like I said, my initial reaction was, "Oh my god, you cheeky little shit!" Right? But I didn't go on there, kill him, expel him, make his life misery. I wish I could fucking beat the fuck out of him. They should deport him. Racist little prick.
I know, but if he lived down the street and you saw him and you felt that strongly, you probably would say something.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Why? Like again, he's a 16-year-old boy, but because he's got a fucking make America great again hat on, which nowadays is just like wearing a fucking white pillow on your head, like Ku Klux Klan.
It's very decisive now.
It's
isn't it?
ridiculous.
You're seen as an extremist.
But I think it just shows the importance and how easily you can manipulate something, though.
Yeah. Power of media.
As we know, James, we could upload a video of some, like there was Alfred Hitchcock. He done this. It was a little video, a little video clip about the importance of editing, and it was all about Alfred Hitchcock was stood there staring at this little baby, and he was smiling, and then the more.
Then
but adding on different music, adding a different context, he kind of looked like a loving father or grandfather.
So like a weird psycho, yeah.
And then in another hand, he looked like a paedophile because he was staring at this little kid. So it's all contextual. It's all.
But this is a power they have, and this is why I think there should be more sanctions on the media to kind of deliver. And I think I think really speaking, if you're BBC, ITV, CBS, what the fuck's in America. Fox News, if you're proven to be misleading the public over a story, I really think there should be some heavy fucking fines, because that is this is so powerful.
It is. Well, there was a video online, right, and there was this guy. He walks out of his house, walks over to his neighbours, just punches the neighbour, and he's only about 50, knocks him out, and everyone's saying, "Oh, that's disgusting. That guy should be put in jail. He should be done this, and this." But it turns out the neighbour was battering his kid for years and put him in a coma.
Yeah.
So he just walked out and battered him as you would if someone.
It's difficult.
But
do you know
they only showed that one
case
video.
always makes me think, and this is it's to do with the Jamie Bulger case.
Oh, right.
And I've mentioned this before. Obviously what happened was fucking terrible and tragic, and the two boys, they should be obviously taken off the streets and dealt with. But I always wonder. The two boys that did the crime, like, why aren't we speaking to their parents?
I think they had a hard time, Jim.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the parents really should have been brought in and punished because they created killers. Like my son, yes, he'd probably have a little scrap with somebody. Yeah, he'd probably take something off somebody. But to go in and systematically go and take a toddler off somewhere to kill him in the fashion which they did, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And also as well, there's an interesting interview on YouTube with a little girl. She was sexually abused and she wanted to kill her brother and her family. She was like really psychopathic, like really fucked up. Now they managed to turn her around to become. Now I think she's a speaker in events, and she's really turned her life around. So the question is this, and I know it's difficult because obviously of what they did. These kids actually killed a child, but why wasn't the opportunity taken after the punishment, after that, to kind of turn them around? Or was it? I would love to know.
One of them was reformed, isn't he? The one who was...
One of them is never reoffended.
Because the other one is Terry Sinning. He's been allegedly, I don't know if this is true, but found with child porn and all the rest of it. So he clearly he's not turned his life around.
Well, supposedly...
But then is that to do with issues not being dealt with?
And not just that, though. Well, you've got to take it. Is that with a pinch of salt, isn't it? Is that actually true?
Yeah, but this is so is that part of the whole case I would find very interesting to understand, and I just think that sometimes there are opportunities missed, and I know it's a difficult one, and if you were the parents of Jamie Bulger, perhaps hearing what I just said would drive you crazy. But then if somebody killed my son, I won't want to hear about retribution and all the rest of it. You'd want revenge, wouldn't you? But as from a point of view of society as a whole, wouldn't it benefit us as a whole? all if we understood and tried to intercept these things before they
so it doesn't happen
manifested
again,
into kids killing kids, and then have a better system in place. Though if a child does kill another child or does something tragic, they have the support. And I know that sounds difficult for a lot of people, but we stop them, because I'm not being funny. I would rather us stop.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
People killing fucking kids, and ultimately that's the only way we're going to do it.
It's hard. It's because you know, some people.
It's a lot of time and money, isn't it?
It's a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of research, and not just that. People do stupid things without thinking, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, someone goes in a night out and they're just on their way home, see a guy a bit angry. Has a row with their missus, punches him and kills him.
Yeah.
How can you stop that?
Yeah.
You know,
but again, should that guy then be treated like a murderer and be punished for the rest of his days?
There was this really
because again, sorry, it's just thinking about it now. Like, so let's say I was out on the town and some guy pushed Deb over, and I lost my shit, punched him in the face. He smashed his head on the curb and died. Right now, I've killed somebody.
Yeah.
Should I be punished for that?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Now, how severe should it be?
Yeah, but that's different from stalking someone for weeks and butcher.
But this is the thing. So now, just thinking about it now, if I killed somebody, I would instantly regret it.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
a lot of these
instantly
people do,
regret it. And I think, and I know it's hard to say who does regret and who doesn't in a court, because it's easy for me to say now, sitting in front of us, us three as a group, and say it, but. That has to be taken into account as well. Circumstances.
Yeah.
It's difficult, though, because there was this documentary on, and I will be long, but there's a documentary on One Punch Killers, and it was about these people that had got into altercations, and they'd hit someone and they died. And there was this one guy, and he was on CCTV, I think it was in London.
Oh, was that the older guy, the car park?
No, and this guy was starting a fight with him, and he was backing off.
Oh, right,
this boy was a fighter, he was a boxer, but he didn't want any trouble. He was trying to back off, and this guy was going for him. And in the end, he backed him into a corner, and the kid just hit this guy, and he fell over, hit his head, and died. And he was beside himself. He didn't want to hit this guy. He didn't want to fight with him. He never even met this guy before. I think he was trying to get into a taxi.
Yeah, I think it was.
Guy had blamed him for stealing his taxi. Something as silly as that. They not even had a disagreement, and he punched him and killed him. And I don't think he went to jail for that, actually, but he felt so bad about it. His life was ruined.
Didn't he leave the country because he felt
he
awful?
left the country. He was off. He couldn't go back to work. He felt so terrible about it. And it's
but that's the question, isn't it? That's the question. Punishment should prevent. Now,
it doesn't though, does it? Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, so the right. So if the idea is to stop, so say I killed that guy from one punch, would I be doing that again?
Yeah, well, they say with murder, the murder rate, the rate of reoffending for murderers is really small. Because most people, when you kill someone, very few is premeditated. See. So, like, if someone broke into your house and you got
them down the stairs or something,
the chances are.
But that's what I'm saying. So I mean, obviously, if you go around killing people left, right, and centre, you should be fucking locked up. But these circumstances where somebody's been because I mean, funny. I think that's you kind of for the rest of your life you're fucked with that. The rest of your life, the fact you killed somebody, must be hard to live with.
It must be.
Sorry, guys, I keep yawning. I've had a weird sort of day.
Heavy then, didn't it? Oh.
Anyway,
so we've discussed glitter balls, incest,
got the weather, incest, dogs, bollocks, and nappy consent.
And
then a lot of bollocks. But there we go.
In between now and then.
A few rides in between. All right, that's just done. We've done an hour and 3 minutes.
Oh,
yes.
We never done the McDonald's challenge this week, did we?
No, to be honest.
To doing it.
Yeah, I after that Chinese yesterday, my dodgy stomach, I don't think I'll be able to do
Dudes
it.
can handle it.
No. We looked up the calories. Me and Ratty looked up the calories, and when I looked it up, it said 238 calories in one double cheeseburger. I was like, oh, that's not too bad because your daily should be 2,500 for like a man. And then Ratty, so Ratty's like, oh, all right, yeah. So Ratty was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I see him later. He goes, "It's not. It's like nearly 500 calories per double
Fucking hell,
cheeseburger."
just one.
That's like 2 days worth of food, James, for 20.
Well, imagine that, 4 of them is a day's worth of thing,
Well,
isn't it?
the thing is with it as well is like there was a guy I like on YouTube. He's like this competitive eater guy.
Is that the man versus
beard versus
Yeah,
food.
yeah. He's a beast.
He's really good. And he said, and it's true, like we all go like, okay, 2,500 calories per day, you know, make sure to go over whatever. But he looks at like a week. So if he does a crazy challenge on the weekend, as long as for the rest of the week he kind of...
He's a personal trainer as well,
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah.
So he fucking knocks that out.
Yeah, so
in a
yeah,
morning,
you'll
doesn't he?
bash on it. But he said if you just stay active and then over the week...
cut down.
like
Yeah.
don't overindulge, then you should be fine.
He's sensible though, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think a lot you have to be. God, I mean,
I saw the one, guys. Sorry to interrupt. I saw the one. And I was funny enough. I was only watching it the other day. He had everything on a Domino's menu,
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
he's a monster.
including desserts. You think?
I've seen the
whoa.
ones when he's doing it. He's like shoveling it in his mouth. He's like,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah.
getting it in there. Fucking.
There was one
play.
girl. I think we mentioned her. She
Kate
tried to
Evans,
eat.
yeah.
No, it
blonde
wasn't.
one.
Blonde girl who tried
Yeah,
to
with
eat
the big
100 McDonald's
Yeah, that's right. She
cheeseburgers.
doesn't do it, but she does a lot.
She's
though.
really slim as well, and you again, like we said, you think
100.
you look at her,
Couldn't
you
do 10.
think no way.
Yeah.
Like I would really struggle with about 5.
Was
I
it
really
doubles or
would.
was it singles? was it?
Singles,
Yeah.
but still,
Still a lot though, fucking hell. Imagine all that bread.
because it's all the bread, isn't it? It's the meat. If you just had the meat,
Well, when we were doing the challenge, I really, after like 7, I could, or 6 even, I could taste
was
like the
seeing
bread
stars.
more. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, and it's just like,
because that's what gets you. It's the bread, isn't it? Like for me, it was.
But
well,
psychologically, I think looking at your plate and then thinking that's in my stomach, I was like,
yeah,
that did play on my mind. But
Anyway.
we'll revisit it at some point.
It'd probably just be me, mind.
Oh yeah, well,
Because Ratty got freaked out, and you two obviously with your fucking cholesterol and
Literally, I was
diabetes.
seeing. I'm not exaggerating. I was seeing stars after the last one.
I couldn't move. I felt ill.
Jay, it's kind of like, you know, I was only watching this thing on
cough's come back.
Facebook yesterday. A deer was on the floor and a snake
Yeah,
swallowed
yeah,
the
yeah.
deer.
Whole.
It's kind of like that, isn't it? You're just laying there
Just
like
it's stuffed.
you can't move.
Honestly, Deb goes, what's the matter? You look going on. I was like, I just ate like nearly 8 double cheeseburgers. She went, oh, it's your own fucking fault.
Yeah.
I
But
said,
you can't argue with that logic, though.
I said it was a challenge. She goes, climbing Penavan is a fucking challenge.
Yeah.
No, you got to say, Deb, it's a challenge of sorts. This is a different sort of challenge.
It's a personal
This is
challenge.
mental.
Yeah. All right, then, guys,
Right.
we're done. Like and subscribe, Lad Chat Podcast. Just search this Lad Chat Podcast. We come up in all sorts: SoundCloud, Instagram,
A couple of others we don't know.
other podcast platforms.
Feel free to steal our content. Everyone else does.
Yeah, feel free. Facebook, Lad Chat Podcast page. Come say hello and goodbye.